Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. I'm Chie. Today I would like to practice a little bit of mindfulness meditation with you singers. I'm a long-time Zen student. Zen is a form of Buddhism that came from Japan. Originally, Buddhism itself came from China, came from India via China and then reached Japan. And now it's practiced all over the world. It's a wonderful thing. And this particular form of Buddhism called Zen, we emphasize on sitting quietly in a dark room, dark but dimly lit, usually for periods such as 45 minutes at a time. Eyes slightly open and you sit upright, either on a cushion or in a chair. And we practice cultivating the present mind. I don't really get into that. But if you're curious, you can always visit your local Zen temple, or you can read this wonderful book called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind by the founder of the American Zen, Shunryu Suzuki. He came from Japan to teach people in America. That's a wonderful book to introduce yourself to the idea of Zen. And also, we can just click away on the internet, and it's a wonderful time now that we're living. You can just learn all there is about Zen Buddhism by just clicking away on your computer. So I highly recommend it. When I have a lesson with a new student, I always ask after several maybe sets of physical warm-up or something, and a vocal warm-up, and then I ask them, so how do you feel? And they will always say, oh yeah, I feel really good, or I feel a little bit frustrated and got nervous. But what I really wanted to ask was how they felt physically, internally. So my long-time students know what that really meant, the question meant. So they would describe how they felt inside. And the reason why is that I just want them to just stay in the moment fully and experience the experience fully by just paying close attention to what's going on inside the body. So we'd like to do this together today with you. Okay, so the reason why I would like my students to learn meditation or awareness of the body, I have two reasons. Number one, of course, that makes them a better singer relatively quickly. But number two is that practice makes them a happier person beyond the scope of singing. And why? Because they become better at catching them caught in their own dramas, which has nothing to do with the present moment. And they also get better at catching their biases, prejudices, or fear. They get better at overcoming stage fright. And this particular practice that takes place in my studio, you can actually use that for many other situations in life, which is bigger and better. So I would like you to try this, and then maybe if you get something out of this, you can continue doing so, or you can even share with your friends, parents, family who are not necessarily interested in singing, but why not, right? So let's try a little exercise today. Are you ready? Let's go. So for the purpose of teaching some of you who are new to Zen practice or mind awareness, body awareness exercise, I would like to use a more guided method today, and I'm going to use some visual analogy. So let's sit comfortably in a chair, on a cushion, or standing without the knees locked. So I want you to, you can close your eyes or you can keep your eyes open, but close, either way, breathe through your nose deeply into the stomach, solar plexus area. That's where the diaphragm lies. Diaphragm is the sheet of muscle that sits at the bottom of the lungs. You're going to breathe into that. And breathe out through the nose again. Breathing in again, and breathe out. So you become aware of the movement of the diaphragm. which direction is the diaphragm moving with the in-breath? It's supposed to go down. And breathe out. It bounces back up. Now imagine that you are standing at the edge of standing outside of the well, the deep well, in a cool summer day, and then you're looking down into the well, and there's a bucket at the bottom of the well, floating in the water. Imagine that as vividly as you can. Now, the bucket is, of course, you can pull it up because it's attached to the pulley, the rope, the hanging by the rope. So imagine that bucket, the movement of bucket you are about to create is the movement of the breath. So I want you to breathe in, push down the diaphragm as if the bucket is getting lowered to the bottom of the well. Now breathe out. Bucket comes back up to the rim of the well. So let's practice that imagination and the movement. Breathing in, lower the bucket. Breathe out, pull up the bucket. But now you know the bucket is filled with water by the time you want to pull up, right? So I want you to breathe out deliberately and as slowly as you can instead of, huh. Then that means your bucket is empty and it just kind of tumbles back up, in a quick way. But that means that you really actually didn't do the lower deep abdominal breathing. So we're gonna do this. You're gonna deepen this imagination. So let's breathe in through the nose. Push down the diaphragm to the bottom of the well. And you felt the body expanded, the rib cage opened to the sides, and the solar plexus bulged, the stomach area bulged up and out. And then the lower abdomen got firm, and then the back muscle, the spine got stretched up. I'm just giving you a list of things you can vocalize, you can explain using as a bag of vocabulary, because you might just feel, oh, I don't know how to explain, and I don't like you to have the sense of embarrassment for not being able to say things correctly. So I just give you clues as to what kind of things you can explain later. So breathing in, push down the diaphragm, feel the expansion inside your torso. Now breathe out through the nose, but try to do it inch by inch by inch without losing the sense of expansion. Slow down the process as much as you can. And as you breathe out, the breath runs out. I hope by then the bucket reaches to the top of the breath. Done with the exhalation. Okay? Now let's do that with mouth open. Now the bucket gets bigger and heavier, the movement gets more dynamic. So breathe in. The buckets drop down a little bit faster, and then you can scoop the more water by breathing out through the mouth as well. So breathe out, and yet again use the slow down process. Try not to lose the expansion. Breathe out inch by inch by inch, slow and deliberate. All the muscle, core muscle, side muscle, back muscles are all engaged, supporting this movement. And you are at the top of the well. Rest a while. We're going to do a couple more times. This time I won't say anything. I really want to appeal to your imaginative mind. So by the time these 2 sessions are over, you might be able to use more creative words to explain what was happening inside your body. So let's do this. Second time. Breathe in through the mouth. And breathe out through the mouth. The third time, breathe in through the mouth. And breathe out slowly through the mouth. So let me ask you the question, how did you feel? So were you able to describe in your own words the physical sensation you felt? Some people might say, yes, I noticed that my throat got dry a little bit. Or I got really actually just disrupted by the noise of the garbage truck outside. Or some people said, I felt tingle in my fingertips. Or some people say, well, my attention got away because my cat came in and sat on my lap. See that there are no right or wrong answers, but try to always bring yourself back to the simple exercise of in and out. Paying attention might go away, but you can just always bring yourself back to this wonderful child's game. Consider this as a child's game. You don't really have to be so serious, but enjoy doing this. And every time you feel like your attention is going away, it's okay too. You can just play over there for a little while. Come back when you feel like it. But the more you do this becomes much more innate, much more harmonious. You're going to start to know yourself more, without having too much of a subjectivity, and that's the whole point of it. So I hope you enjoyed this practice, and give me some feedback on this one. Did that help you? Did that mean anything to you? Or was it really difficult to follow? Anything, just let me know so that I can improve my teaching. Thank you so much for staying with me today, and have a wonderful day.